All right, everyone. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So today we have to go for the new chapter that is about proof or language of proof. Yes, anyone having the idea, basic idea what is proof? Anyone?
So
Yes,
just
Mustafa.
proving something that exists.
Proof is something. Okay. Yes, Aisha, you have any idea?
It's about proving the statement.
Looking at statement. Okay. Okay. Basically, in the proof, what we are doing, we are just going to be using the logic steps. We have to give a specific logic that, for example, I'm just going to be say that if it is 2 because it is there is number 4 because it is divisible by 2, so this means that it is an even number. So this is the logic. So you have to give the series of the logic step which whether shows that the result is just, the result is true or false. All right, the result is true or not for a set of specific numbers. Okay, in a specific domain, you are talking about the numbers, and you have to look for the given values is true, or the given statement is true, or the given statement is false. But you have to give some specific logics. Okay, before we have to go for this one, we need to be recall some basic things, and that is about the different types of numbers, as well as there are some notations that we are going to be used for the specifically for the proofs, right? So, yes, you already done in your IGCSE. How many types of numbers we have?
Prime and non-prime.
Prime and non-prime, okay. The main bigger sets we have, the first of all, that is basically your natural number. That is normally shows by n. Yes, the natural numbers are started from
1,
1, 2, 3, and so on. In the same way, we have integers, or before integers, we have the whole number that normally shows by w. Yes, that will be equal to
0,
it is started from 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Now the next set that we have that is the integers number that is normally shows by z. Yes, they are. In the integers, basically, you are just going to be adding the negative numbers. So you have 0, positive 1, as well as negative 1. You have positive 2 as well as negative 2. You have positive 3 as well as negative 3, and so on. Yes, everyone. Any question till here?
No, sir.
no,
Yes,
sir.
Vajay Muhammad
No,
Ikram.
sir.
All right. Okay. After that, these are the integer numbers. But if you are just going to be writing the rational numbers, obviously we cannot be write the rational number into the set form like this way. So you can define it. In short, you can say that numbers that can be written in P by Q means friction form. These numbers are basically the rational numbers. So all those numbers that are able to write into the fractional form, so they are rational numbers. These are going to be shown by Q. In the set notation, you can write it as P over Q such that P and Q belongs to integer. It can be any integer. It can be P can be 1 minus 1 plus 2 minus 2 plus 3 minus 3, 4. And the denominator can never be 0 because you know that if anything divided by 0, that is undefined term. So Q can never be 0. Or it's better, Q can never be 0. Yes, everyone. Is it clear what is rational numbers? All those numbers that can be written in the form of fraction, so they are rational numbers. On the other hand, if I'm just going to talk about the irrational numbers, I'm just going to talk about irrational numbers. So these are the numbers that can not be written in the form of P over Q. These are known as, I just make a cross on it, okay? Cross means you are not able to write the number into the fractional form. For example, you have a number root 2. The answer is 1 point something. So this number is not possible to write into the fraction form. So this number is known as irrational number. Is there anyone who have a confusion about the rational numbers and irrational number?
No, sir.
Yes, Wajih Khurram, Muhammad Ikram, Aisha, Ishal, Anuj.
No,
No.
sir.
No, sir.
All right. So if you are going to be combining the rational and irrational numbers, so you will get the new set, and that is known as basically the real numbers, and it is basically shows by R, and the irrational is shows by Q dash. So basically this is the union of rational number plus irrational numbers. Means if you are combining the rational numbers and irrational numbers, so you will get a bigger set, and that is known as basically the real numbers. Yes, everyone. Any question till here?
No, sir.
Okay, now there are some logic symbols. Logic. Okay, all of you have used a sign. Yes, everyone, just tell me what is this? For example, if I'm just going to be write that P is equal to Q, what does it mean?
The
How
value of P is same as value of Q.
we have to say that P is equal to Q. But is it possible for all values? No. It is true for some values. If I'm going to be change the values, so obviously the P and Q is not going to be equal. So that's why we have P is equal to Q. It means that it is equal to Q for some specific values. For example, P is a statement and Q is another statement. You have to substitute some values like you are solving the equations, and you have to find x is equal to 2 or x is equal to 3. So that equation is only true for x is equal to 2. If you have to substitute, for example, I'm just going to write the equation. You have 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. You will get that x is equal to minus 3. So look at here, this equation is only true for x is equal to minus 3 over 2. If you will substitute any other value, so the both sides are not equal. So this means that this is not equal, not same for all the values. So if you have the equality sign, the two terms are equal for just some few values. So then we have to use the equality sign. Yes, everyone, it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
On the other hand, we have to use another sign that is basically there are three lines. When you have three lines, you just have to be say that it's just a law. It's just an identical sign that you have to substitute any values. They are always equal. So we have to say that P is identical to Q. In this one, what is the difference between both of them? The above one is true for only few values, but it is true for all values. Yes, everyone, the difference between how you will read it, P is identical to Q, and here P is equal to Q. Equal to means it is true for few values. Identical means it is just a law. For each and every situation, they both are identicals. Yes, everyone. Any question till here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
All right. Next sign that we are going to be use a lot of times, that is basically P implies to Q. It means that how you will read it? P implies to Q. Or in other words, if P, then you can say that it is Q. What does it mean? Let's try to understand it. For example, if I'm just going to say that if you have x is equal to 2, it implies that the x square will be equal to 4. If you have x is equal to 2, this can make a result that x square will be 4. Is it clear? From the P, is for example, if P is equal to 3, you cannot imply that x square will be equal to 4, right? If you
Yes.
have x is equal to 2, you can make the result that it is possible that the x square will be equal to 4. You're implies it. If P, then Q will be equal to this one. If the P value is 2, if it is 2, then it will be 4. If it is P, then it
Okay.
is Q. In the same way, you have to make it a reverse one, that it is the same thing. It is basically you can say that the Q implies P, or in other words, you have to be read it as P employed by Q. The same thing here we have if P then Q. So in this situation, if Q then P. For example, in this example, I just says that if you have x is equal to 2, is it possible that if you have x, it is x square is equal to 4, you can implies that x is equal to 2. Is it possible? If you have x square is equal to 4, it can be implies by x is equal to 2.
Yes.
Okay, is there anyone?
Yes, sir.
If you have to take the square root, what is the answer? You will get positive 2 and negative 2. So it is not necessary it will be positive 2. It can be negative 2.
Okay.
So this means that if you have x is equal to 2, you can make the result x square is equal to 4. But you have x is equal to 4, you cannot make that x is equal to 2. These are the implying sign we are going to use in different questions. And for example, if you have a situation like this way, we have the sign, the P implies Q and Q implies P. It is going to be read as means P implies and is employed by Q. In simple words, if you have to from P, you can make the Q, and from Q, you can make the P. P and Q are equivalent. For example, mm, if in a triangle, in a triangle, all angles are 60-degree. What you can implies from here? If all the angles are 60-degree, which type of triangle it is?
Equilateral triangle.
Yes, it means that it is equilateral triangle. And for example, if I'm just going to say that if you have a equilateral triangle, it implies that, what does it mean by about the angles? All angles are
Equal.
equal and 60-degree. Equal and so this means that if all the angles are 60-degree, it is an equilateral triangle, so we can make the double arrow. Means if you have equilateral triangle, means it is 60-degree angle. If you have 60-degree angle in the triangle, it means that this triangle must be the equilateral triangle. Yes, everyone. Any question till here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
All right. Okay, there are some basic terms or notations of the proof that we are just going to be use for different types of numbers. Notation. For example, if you have the odd numbers, how we can show it? In general form. Anyone?
Odd would be 2 and plus 1.
2 and minus 1. Because if you have to substitute 1, it's just you can look like a sequence, okay? You have to substitute 1, 2 minus 1, it will be 1. If you have to substitute 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 minus 1 it is 3. You have to substitute 3, 2 times 3 is 6, 6 minus 1 it will be 5. You have to take different examples. For example, you have to substitute n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, n is equal to 4. So you will get the number 1, 3, 5, 7, and so on. So we have to use the general statement for the odd number, that is 2n minus 1. For example, in the proof, he says that you have to prove that this number is an odd number. So it means that you need to be write the number in this format, 2n minus 1. We are just going to do the question, so it is going to be more clear. In the same way, for
Since
example,
the odd number,
yes,
can it be 2 and plus 1?
It can be 2n plus 1, but obviously you have to skip one number. If I'm just going to substitute 1, so you will get directly start from 3.
Okay.
Yes, if it is greater than 1, so yes, 2n plus 1, it is also fine. All right. Next we have even numbers. Yes, even number have to be right in the way. Anyone? What is the general form for the even numbers?
2n.
It is 2n.
2n.
Yes. For example, if you have to substitute 1, you will get 2. You have to substitute 2, you will get 4. You have to substitute 3, it will be 6. Substitute 4, it will be 8. Substitute 5, it will be 10, and so on. All right. If he says that you have to be use the 3, normally in the proof he says that you have to use 3 consecutive numbers. So which is you can make a lot of options, but which is the most efficient option we have? Yes, anyone?
Consecutive numbers. So what
You
do you
have
mean
to
3 consecutive numbers?
10 consecutive numbers means it can be 3, 4, 5, or 5, 6, 7, or 10, 11, 12, like this way.
Which is that?
3 consecutive numbers means, for example, you have first number is 2, the second is 3, third is 4. Or for example, if you have 11, then next will be 12 and 13. So these are the 3 consecutive numbers. For example, the best option is you have n minus 1 into n plus 1. For example, if you have to substitute n is equal to 1, so you will get 0, 1, 2. If you have to substitute n is equal to 2, you will get 1, 2, and 3. If you have to substitute n is equal to 5, let's say, so you will get 4, 5, 6. Normally, in the proof, he says that there are 3 consecutive numbers and you have to prove that their product is equal to something, like this way. So always remember, if he use the word 3 consecutive numbers, so this is the notation that you have to use: n minus 1, n into n plus 1. Sometimes we have to use n plus 1, n plus 2, but this is the recommended one. Yes, everyone, it is clear. It is for 3 consecutive numbers. Yes, everyone, any question till here?
No, sir.
Okay. If he says that you have a square of any number, if he says that you have a square of any number, it means that that number is always greater than and equal to 0. Because if it is minus 2, you have to take the square, it will become plus 2. For example, if you have to take n is equal to 1, so 1 square will be 1. You have to n is equal to 2, it will be 4. You have to take n is equal to minus 3, it will be 9. So all you will get always the number that will be greater than 0. Yes, everyone. Any question till here? These are the
No, sir.
basic notations that we will use a lot of times. So that's why these are the general statements for 3 consecutive numbers. And if he says that it is square number, and for example, if he says that you have to find the multiple of n. For the multiple of n, we have to use this one. k into n, and k belongs to integer. I just told you the multiple means you have to multiply with that any value, you will get the answer. Yes, everyone. Any question till here?
No, sir.
All right. Here's an example question here. We are not going to talk about any specific method. We have different methods or different ways to prove them. Let's say it's a general one. Prove that the sum of any three consecutive numbers. So he says that you have to take any three consecutive odd numbers. Okay, is a multiple of 3. So first, obviously, we need to take the odd number. So what is the general notation for the odd number?
2n minus 1.
2n minus 1. That is 2n minus 1. Okay, you have to take the one previous number, one after number. So if you have to take the previous number, what it will be? Yes, everyone, take the previous number.
2n minus 2.
2, 2n is basically your even number.
2n
2n,
minus 2.
2n minus 2 is also the even number. You
So
have to take the
2n
one
minus 3.
difference. Yes, 2n minus 3 because it is 2n minus 1, 2n minus 2, 2n minus 3. Even, odd, even, odd, even, odd, like this way.
Okay, so
In the
on the
same
other side
way,
will be
if
2n
there's
plus
2n,
3
no, it is 2n minus 1,
plus 1
so 2n plus 0
plus 1.
and 2n plus 1. That is your even number. Yes, everyone, it is clear? All of you?
Sir, can you explain it again?
Look at here, we need to be find the odd number. I just write it, this one in general. For example, if I'm just going to substitute n is equal to 3. So 2 times 3 is 6, 6 minus 1, it will be 5. So which is the previous odd number?
3.
That is 3. What you have done? Basically, you are subtracting minus 2, right? What you're doing? You are subtracting minus 2. So I'm doing the same thing. You have to subtract minus 2, and for the next value, I just add plus 2. So 2n minus 1 minus 2, it will be 2n minus 3. 2n minus 1 plus 2, it will be 2n plus 1. Because we know that in the odd numbers, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So one number is odd, then plus 2, you will get the next odd number. Plus 2, you will get the next odd number. Plus 2, you will get the next odd number. You need to be find the previous one. You need to be do the minus 2. So this is the general form. I just do minus 2 and plus 2 to find the three consecutive odd numbers.
Okay.
Yes, sir, everyone. Any question till here? Yes.
No, sir.
No, sir.
All right. Now he says that if you have to take the prove that the sum of any three consecutive odd numbers, so we have to take the sum. So we have 2n minus 3 plus 2n minus 1 plus 2n plus 1. So add them, 2n plus 2n plus 2n, it will be 6n. Plus 1 minus 1 will be cancelled out, it will be minus 3. You have to take 3 as a common, you will get that 2 and minus 3. We have to use the identical sign. So look at here, for this is not for only few values, means for n is equal to 2 or n is equal to 3. It is for all the real numbers. You have to substitute any value or take any consecutive odd numbers. So they are you have to take the sum. Their multiple is always, their sum is always the multiple of 3. So look at here, we have to take the sum, and the sum is multiple of 3. Yes, everyone. Any question till here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
All right. Now we have different ways for the proof, that how we are just going to be prove the uh, anythings. So you can say that the first type, what we will do, we are just going to be proof by deduction. The second, proof by exhaustion. And the third one, this is for the disproof by counter example. So these are the three different types of the ways we are just going to be discuss here, that how we are just going to be prove the statements. So let's see how to talk about the proof by deduction. Yes, anyone having the idea about proof by deduction?
Deduction would be using all possible n values and then checking if the rules apply.
Or n values?
Like for the same question above, you would just try for all types of values. So if it's negative, you
Yes,
would
that is
using
deduction. Yes, that is deduction. So in the proof by deduction is basically you have to use some logics, and obviously use the maths arguments used to show whether it is true or it is false. Like here, what we have to use, we have to use a general one. You do some mathematics and make the logic, and it is multiple of 3. Prove that. So same here, we are just going to be doing it by using the same thing, that it is going to be uh, you have to do some mathematics and logical arguments to prove anything. Let's do an example and try to understand it. Let's say he says that prove that the square of an even number is also the even number. So what you will do, for example, you have to take any specific number. 2 square is equal to 4. Just 4 is an even number. You have to take 3 square. 3 square is sorry, not 3. 4 square is 16. Yes, 16 is also the even number. But here we have to prove in general, and that is basically known by the proof by deduction. So how we have to show the even number?
Sir, Aren't
Yes,
all the even numbers divisible by 2?
yes. But he says that the square of even number is also even. Means, for example, you have 2 is even number, you have 4 is even number, 6 is even number, 8 is even number. If you have to take the square, the answer is 4. 4 is also even. Take the square, the answer is 16. 16 is also the even number. 6, it is also the even number. 8 square, that is 64. 64 is also the even number. But you have to show it by the proof. I'm just doing the example, but you have to prove it by the deduction method. Means you have to prove
Uh,
in general.
so
Yes,
can I
Mustafa.
give a suggestion?
Yes.
So what you could do is n square. You could write it as n times n is equal to 2n.
If you
So
have to
when you
write n, if you have to write n, so I'm not sure n is even number or not. N can be 1, n can be 2, n can be 3. It can be even number, it can be odd number. I just write something on the very start when I'm just going to be telling you how we have to show the even number.
2n.
That is shows by 2n. Because multiple of 2 is always the even number. So this is the basic logic we will use. So we have even number is equal to 2n. And now what he says, the square of even number is also even. So let's see how to take a square. So we have 2n whole square. That will be 4n square. Yes, everyone. Any question till here?
No.
To prove that it is even, I need to be for even number, the number must be equal to 2 times something. All right. So let's see how to break down. It can be written as 2 times 2n square. Can I write it?
Yeah.
I can break down the 4, that is 2 times 2.
2.
So that will be equal to 2 times anything that always be a from let you have to be 2n square is equal to q. So you will get that 2q. So look at here, this is the same statement. If you have an even number, that must be the multiple of 2. So it is the is a multiple of 2. So it is even number. Yes, everyone. Any question till here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
All right. Let's do one last question. He says that prove that the sum of two odd numbers is even. So just tell me what is how we have to show the odd number?
2n minus 1.
We have the 2n minus 1. So we have to take two odd numbers. So one number I will take 2n minus 1 and 2q minus 1. Two odd numbers are one is 2n minus 1 and second is 2q minus 1. Obviously, here we have n and q belongs to positive integer or natural number. So he says that the sum of the two odd numbers is even. So let's take the sum. So sum is equal to 2n minus 1 plus 2q minus 1. It will be 2n minus 1 plus 2q minus 1. So it will be 2n plus 2q minus 1 minus 1, it is minus 2. So look at here, you have to take a common. You will get that n plus q minus 1. So let n plus q minus 1 is equal to k. So you will get 2k. So look at here, you will get the multiple of 2, right?
Yeah.
It is the multiple of 2 is multiple of 2. So it is even number. Yes, everyone. Any question till here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
All right. I'm going to be sending you the worksheets, but you just have to revise it. And I'm just going to be, we will do the next two things in the next class, inshallah. Before you have to go for the next class, obviously, there are some very basic things about rational number, irrational number, positive integers, negative integers, these logics, and especially these notations, odd numbers, even numbers, consecutive numbers, sum of any square, multiple of n. We are going to be using